Okay, so today I want to talk about knives and bushcraft knives in particular, and then using them in the UK and the UK law. So most of us, I think, when we think of bushcraft knives, we think of something like this, which is the classic sort of wood law clone. You know, very competent and very useful knife for bushcraft. Most people have a version of this type of knife in their collection, and it is, you know, extremely good at a number of tasks for bushcraft. The one problem we have in the UK is that that is actually not a legal carry. So if you wanted to carry this on your way to a bushcrafting activity, this would actually not be legal to have in public. So that does create some problems. So the UK law actually requires that we have blades that have to be less than 3 inches, and they cannot be a locking style blade. So it has to be a penknife type of blade that doesn't lock, which does limit your options. I know some parts of the world that would seem quite a crazy law and very limiting, but in some ways it frees up your creativity and also it limits you by limiting your choice. It really focuses in on what you actually really need. So I'll just talk through a couple of options and some of my recommendations. So I'll start off by one that I would say is the one in my collection, the knife that I've used the most out of any knife I've ever owned. And it's a Leatherman. It's about 25 years old, Leatherman super tool. Extremely useful. As I say, I've carried this for years and years and used it for so many different activities. The blades are a little bit old now and worn out, but it's been an extremely useful and versatile tool. The problem with this tool is that actually it has a locking blade, so therefore it's actually not legal carry in the UK. So although I really love this tool and I've used it a lot, it's actually not on my recommendation list. So what I do recommend is a couple of options, and one of them I actually keep in my first aid bag, and actually most people are very aware and are used to the Swiss Army knives. And this particular model, I mean, there are a number to choose from. I like these ones with the aluminium scales, tend to have slightly thicker blades. There are a couple of different options. I chose this one because it has the scissors, and for a first aid kit it's amazing how useful scissors are. They come in handy all the time. And these are surprisingly good scissors actually, so if you think about cutting bandages or anything like that, very useful to have when you need them. Obviously a tin opener and a bottle opener, screwdriver, also very useful. So I have this with me in my first aid kit, and it's always with me. So very useful and a good recommendation. You do get Swiss Army knives with saws, and those saws are actually surprisingly good. So if you have to cut small bits of wood, the saws on Swiss Army knives are also a very good option to consider. The other option that I believe is an extremely good option for UK legal carry is this one, and it's actually a Nomad by Ben Orford. It's got a Kydex neck carry, which is really useful. Carry around your neck. It's not too heavy, so it doesn't feel uncomfortable when you're carrying around your neck. A nice little thumb push button release. And this particular model has micarta scales, quite a nice sort of almost camouflage color, and it's got a really nice solid blade. It's got a Scandi grind, and it's non-locking, so therefore it's legal carry. Now this one, because of the Scandi grind and the fairly thick blade, it's actually quite easy to carve. In this case I carved just a very quick tent peg. Now this is actually fairly dry wood, but it carved it very easily, and it's a very comfortable knife in the hand. It's light. I'm extremely impressed with this knife. Not always easy to get hold of. I know Ben Orford's knives are very popular now. I actually got this at a show where he was selling items at a show, so I was able to get one. So they're not always easy to get hold of, but if you can get hold of at least a Ben Orford knife like this, or there are other knife makers who make similar styles, but I think this is an incredibly good knife, and the fact that it's actually legal in the UK, it just ticks all the boxes. So although it looks small, it actually is very versatile and very useful. So probably, if you think about it, in combination, the two of them, they're not heavy to carry. You can easily carry both. Have one in your first aid kit, one around your neck. You're pretty much going to cover a lot of tasks you can do with just those two knives. So those would be my two recommendations to think about, or similar designs for a UK legal carry. So I hope that was useful, and thanks for watching.